definitely you're going to see your ego going crazy on you. And other people's egos going crazy on you too. Shaitans are circling around. And Shaitan knows that Ramazan is entering and he has to go to Jahannam, no? You think Shaitan is so stupid? He's just going to leave like that? He's going to make sure that whoever he leaves behind is very well trained. That he can just go and that one is going to represent him. What is that? That is our ego. Shaitan is going to go, good morning. Shaitan is going to go, but he's already trained our ego. So that Shaitan can relax. And our ego, some awliyaullah, they're saying the ego is 70 times more powerful than Shaitan. Of course, Shaitan never declares lordship. Shaitan never says, I am Allah. Our ego is declaring lordship in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in these days, holy days, the more that you are coming to holiness, the more the negative things, wrong things are going to circle around you to try to pull you away. At least to try to make you to go crazy. Are you going to? It was a test. Shaitan just wants you to make you go crazy. Other people's ego, they want you to go crazy. And maybe you have every reason to go crazy. To get upset, to get this, to get that. You understand? But Ramazan is teaching us to step outside from ourselves, isn't it? And to look. So step outside and look to see, oh, this one's ego is trying to bait me. It's trying to make me to go crazy. I'm not going to do that. Don't make Shaitan to make you go crazy. You make Shaitan go crazy. But person has to be strong because you're feeling the pain and you're watching where the pain is coming from. You're thinking and feeling at the same time. Oh, thinking and feeling at the same time? Subhanallah. Are we supposed to think and feel at the same time? Who doesn't think? Animals don't think. So many, majority of the people, they don't go through life thinking. Majority of Muslims, they're not going through Ramazan thinking. Whole Ramazan they're going to spend thinking only, eating and drinking and other things. Once I'm going to break my fast, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat this. The next day, they're fasting, already planning. We're going to eat this, we're going to eat this. The iftar enters, they already prepare a banquet. They jump into it. So many, but if you tell them, we are the purest Muslims, pure Muslims, we are the best Muslims. But you're saying, the best way to break your fast is to have water and dates. At least that's going to make you to do what? To think about the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And we are spoiled. Alhamdulillah, Allah has given us so much. But if you forget that Allah has given you so much, you are an unthankful servant. You're a servant who doesn't give thanks to Allah, and you fall then under the category of those ones who don't give thanks to Allah. Some alims, they are saying that is one of the definitions of kafir. That you don't thank Allah. If you see food in front of you, yeah, you're going to eat and you say, Shukr, alhamdulillah, I have this. If you are given a date and some water, at least you're going to sit still. You're stepping on your ego at that time, and you're going to remember how the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he broke his fast. So many times he broke his fast with nothing, just water. But Ashki Rasul, everyone is Ashki Rasul. Ashki Rasul, when your stomach is full, when you have money in your pockets, when everything is good, to sing naats and to cry. That's not Ashki Rasul. there's selfishness, there's games. Is loving the Prophet ﷺ, putting it into your life. Simple things that you can put. Definitely you can put this. This is not a high-level riyaza, high-level spiritual exercise. No. That breaking the fast with a date and with water, not only so good for you physically, so good for you mentally, so good for you in so many different ways spiritually, and it brings you closer to the Prophet ﷺ. Because so many times, not when he's fasting, when he's not fasting, Prophet ﷺ doesn't eat for days, and all he could find is one date. Then you start thinking. You're eating and you're thinking. Because again, we are not animals. You eat and you don't think. You pray and you don't think. You fast and you don't think. You make zikr and you don't think. So the thinking, that is key. Tafakkur, that is key. Fikr, that is key. That what makes tafakkur, meditation, thinking, higher than nafila ibadat. Nafila ibadat, anyone can do it as a routine, like a robot too. But you cannot think like a robot. Maybe sit down and you consider, whole day I've been fasting, I'm given this, I'm stepping in my ego, I'm thinking about Holy Prophet, subhanallah, how he went through. He went through all of that for us. He didn't go through it for himself. He is the master of these two worlds and all the worlds. But he's teaching us. And he does it for our sake and our love. So, we should think. And in these holy days and nights in Ramazan, spend time more in thinking. Yes, the khutbah is saying what? Ramazan, all your past sins will be forgiven. Spending your days fasting, nights worshipping, thinking. But majority, they're not thinking. If you want to think, come to the Jama'at of Sahibul Saif. Because the opposite of thinking is what? Good. Ghaflat. And that is something Shaykh Effendi is concentrating on all his life, isn't it? You may have faith. You may have worship. You may do a lot of service. Very good. But you are ghaflat. You are heedless. At a time when you should not be heedless, the enemy comes and knocks you down. Finish. The believer looks at the nur of Allah. You must know. You're a believer, you must know. You must feel. You must sense. You cannot be in ghaflat. You cannot be cheated. Cheated is someone tricking you. Someone tricks you because you are in ghaflat. How you can let your ego to trick you? If you're saying you are Ahli Tariqat or you're following a Shaykh. How you can let shaitan to trick you? How you can let other people's egos and shaitans to trick you? You cannot. You must look everything with open eyes. But if a man is not spending his time thinking, he will be in ghaflat. Because you're not practicing this. You're not practicing this. So when the time comes for you to use it, it's out of practice. You cannot use it then. That's why those ones who are intelligent, they come to our dargah. They don't say nothing. They sit and they observe everything. And they think and they say, Subhanallah, there is something here, so much here. The teachings of the prophets and the saints is in almost every movement. How this dargah is functioning. So they sit and they think, why are they pouring water that way? Why are they serving like this? Why are they praying like this? Why are they talking like this? Why are they this? Why? They ask questions to themselves. They don't ask questions to others. Because the best kind of knowledge is the knowledge that you experience. You try to find out, you see, you find the answer straight, it comes to your heart. There's so much. But for those who are heedless, those who are blind, those who are thick in the head, they're going to come and they say, what is this? What are we doing? Every day, just wake up, you pray, then you have breakfast, then you go to a barn, help around chores a little bit, and you come back and you pray, and you make a couple of zikr, and then you go to sleep. Every day is like that. So what? Isn't it? We have people coming and saying that, I didn't learn anything. Very good. Because it used to be, people used to bring their cups, empty or full, according to that, we can fill it in. But these days, they don't even have cups. They come completely empty-handed, empty head, empty heart. Of course, they're not going to see nothing. For the wise man, from a distance, when he sees a minaret, he already knows there's going to be a town. Not just a masjid, a town. But for the blind man, you can put him inside the masjid. He's going to say, I see nothing. Nothing. You are in it. No, it's nothing. So the whole point, again, now, is to remove ghaflat from our lives. You remove ghaflat by thinking. Don't think with your ego. Don't think with your ego. Don't think with other people's ego. Don't think and judge according to television, books, magazines, movies, social media, songs, because these are all our influences, correct? And people are using that. They are judging events of the world, of the past, the present, and the future according to all of this. Some people, they don't even bother to read anymore. Whatever they see on television, they say this is fact. Some people, they say, I see it on the internet, this is completely fact. It is. So many people, they are like that. So how are we going to think? This is a major point. We can talk about this for 1 week. How are you going to think? Be with the Salihin. Learn how to think the way that they think. That time you'll be all right. Don't think the way you think. Don't think the way your ego thinks. Don't think the way that your own life experience teaching you. Go through what the prophets and the saints they're teaching you. That time you will think and you will see with the nur of Allah. Don't think and see with the nar of shaitan and the ego. Think and see with the nur of Allah. The nur of Allah is through the Holy Prophet ﷺ that he passed down to the awliya Allah. Full stop, finished. This is what tariqat should do. This is what murids should do. If you're not in tariqat, you're not a murid, feel free, do whatever you want. My words are not for you. I have different words for you. But if you are going to become more serious, more you come to the center, more you leave the world behind, isn't it? The higher you go, the smaller you become. You ever go to graduate school and you see millions of people? You ever go to postgraduate, higher level, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. We're reaching to the one. So, in this way too, you're going to start simplifying so many things in your life. From your families, to your friends, to your lifestyle, to your thinking, to everything is going to get, you're going to cut and cut and cut and cut and cut and cut until you're left with the most essential thing. So inshallah Rahman, these coming days that are coming, the holy days that are coming, we will have more intelligence to think, not to be tricked by our ego, because shaitan may be trapped, but our egos are not. In the month of Ramazan, our egos are not trapped. Our ego has a severe beating, of course, because we are not feeding it with food and drink, gossiping and looking around, but it's still there. So we should take and grab this month, inshallah Rahman, to put our ego down. That time, our worship will bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah forgive me and bless all of you. Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.